That used to be my shop on the corner. I was the largest supplier of building materials in all of Jerusalem. However, when the Roman soldiers would come in to buy supplies, I would always be conveniently out of stock or busy filling orders for some other urgent project for the Roman government. That excuse always kept them going elsewhere with their worthless vouchers that were never honored. One day, though, they caught me off guard, and they requisitioned my entire supply of nails in the name of Caesar. I wasn't even given the satisfaction of receiving a voucher. But, I mean, what could they possibly accomplish with only 3 nails? I soon found out. On my way to make a delivery, I stopped by Golgotha, and what I saw just stopped me in my tracks. The soldier who took those nails from me was standing over a cross, driving those 3 nails into a man that they were crucifying. And as I drew closer, I recognized him. His father, Joseph, had come to my shop many times over the years, usually to buy supplies for his building company. And more often than not, he had his son with him. They were both so kind and considerate that I always recognized them when they would walk through those doors. I was stunned. I never heard of Joseph's son doing anything wrong, let alone something worthy of death, especially crucifixion. In fact, I'd been hearing about all the wonderful, unexplainable works that he'd been doing. Suddenly, I was sickened by the sound made by those nails being driven into him. Guilt spread all over me as if I were personally responsible for this man being crucified, all because of those nails that I had let fall into the hands of the Romans. The horror of the moment was stopped by the grieving sobs of a woman being comforted by close friends. My gaze caught the attention of one of the men, and he responded to me as if he knew the answer to the question that plagued me. He said, "You are witnessing the death of Jesus, the Son of God, for the sins of the world." That was all he said, but those words, they just kept ringing in my ears like the sound of that hammer striking those nails. Several days later, I ran into the same man. His name was John, and I asked him to tell me everything he knew about this man called Jesus. We talked for hours, and as we finished, I realized that this guilt within me wasn't because my nails had been used against an innocent man, but rather because of the sins that I had in my own life. I immediately called upon God to save me from all of my sins and to put my trust in Christ alone. And at that moment, at that very moment, guilt was gone. And peace, it restored me. As the years passed, I lost the desire I once had for my cherished business. And later that year, I sold everything in it, except for the nails.